Oh, I thought I told you to leave. Um, you know, it's very nice to talk to Prasanna, one of the few right-wing people who I have not blocked or he's not blocked me on Twitter. But you know, I've been an internet animal for God knows how many years. I remember when the blogging boom came to India in 2003. I was one of the people who started blogging and discovering what this is all about. I was very curious, as somebody who always wanted to be a journalist or a communications professional. I wanted to know what is this medium about. And from that very moment, or even before that, when there were message boards and mailing lists, one saw this phenomenon of trolling. And as more and more people have discovered the internet, as older people who are not millennials, who did not grow up with the internet, thankfully the internet arrived as a matter of fact in our lives by the time I was leaving school. So I am in some ways a digital native. But those who are not digital natives, even those today, have seen the reality of internet as indispensable to their lives, who've seen that trolling comes along with saying anything on the internet. And over the years, I've seen everybody complain about trolling, but particularly journalists, particularly those who are sort of left liberals, particularly those who are not right-wing, the right-wing trolls, and we get trolled. The rest of us get trolled. This is been, from 2006 or so to about 2010-11, I was the blogger on TV. Like this animal in the zoo, when TV shows needed to get a blogger, their databases would have me, and I've been on countless shows on every channel in that period defending the trolls. Now, funny thing was that I used to be victim of the troll on the internet, and I would go on TV and defend the trolls, and I would say this is freedom of speech and expression. And you know what? I still defend the trolls. I block them, but I defend them because it's we've been complaining about trolls and trolling for so long without realizing that when we complain, we are making them succeed in their agenda. We only complain about abuse, trolling, abuse, sexual harassment, this, that. They are saying this, they are saying that, without realizing that what they are doing is part of a strategy that succeeds. I used to be part of a team blog from 2006 to 14, in which two members of the team blog went to Palestine on the invitation of a university and came back and wrote pieces on how people in Palestine are discriminated against and subjugated by the Israeli occupation forces. And I'm reminded of this particular incident because Prasanna is here. When they came back and they wrote those pieces, a friend of Prasanna in Bangalore asked me on Twitter, is it true that their trip was funded by jihadis? And I got very angry. I said, how can you say this, that, and the other? And he said, all I'm asking is a simple question. You could have said yes or no, but the fact that you're getting angry means there's something wrong. And he went on and on with this, and I kept falling in his trap. And by the end of it, I blocked him. But even after blocking him, I wanted to go see what he's saying, and I went to his account. I think his name was Manohar Sitaraman or something like that, techie in Bangalore. And he said, one of the things he said after I blocked him was, had a good day, punctured a Delhi gas bag, right? So this is all that they're trying to do, which is to set their agenda and minimize your agenda. And if you just stop complaining about trolls, for the last 2-3 years, my life has been very good when it comes to trolls. I just block. If you just follow one simple thing, if you don't respond, the moment you have responded and pressed the send button, you have lost, they have won. But if you just block, your life will be very good, because there's only so many of them. There are actually very few trolls, and they seem very big because they do 24/7 trolling. And I don't know why they do this, but I do know that they love to do it because they realize over a period of time that they manage to puncture Delhi gas packs. They managed to set their agenda, have their say, and then what happens thereafter is a disproportionate amount of image that on the internet people believe this. There may be 500 trolls, but by trolling they are able to suggest that there are 5,000 of them. Their impact and influence is much greater than the numbers. And the left liberals, they leave Twitter, they leave Facebook, they say, I won't be on this medium, they marginalize themselves, they just go away, they cede the ground to the right as they do in real life, as they do in politics, right? I think that's really sad. When I make this point often, somebody written a book on trolling. I think that's a real waste of time, because what you need to do is not to write a book on trolling, but to stop getting trolled simply by blocking. And when I make this point, one of the things that comes at me is, you are not a woman, you don't know what it is like to be a woman and to be trolled, right? Because women face a lot of, for women who are very active on Twitter and have a clear politics, a rape threat a day is nothing, right? And I totally understand that. However, let me tell you that I have also faced a kind of sexual harassment on Twitter. Somebody, anonymous account, I think Lattian's Masala or something, said that I have sexually harassed a woman colleague in my workplace. I had all of 3 women colleagues. I said, can somebody tell me who? Can somebody ask them? Who is this? So I thought the accusation, the false accusation was so bizarre that I replied saying, I have complained to Twitter about your tweet. But Twitter did nothing. Twitter said, first get a court order, then we'll block his account, then we'll delete his tweet. And the lawyer said, that'll take a long time. Meanwhile, this troll realized that I'm going nowhere with my threats against him to go to Twitter or go to courts or whatever. And he kept building fictional stories. So the management has asked the girl to kiss Shivam and make up. Then, some other day, something else would come up. And this went on because I made the mistake of replying. All I needed to do was to block. But even after, even if I had blocked, fact is that a lot of hundreds of right-wingers, because they wanted to believe this, they spread it, and as a result, I had friends calling me up and asking me, have you done this? So yes, trolls can really ruin your life. For a month, I couldn't sleep. And the same person also said about a woman journalist that she's sleeping with Rahul Gandhi, and she filed an FIR against him and he had to delete his account. And the Delhi police unofficially told her who it is, and it's a very prominent right-wing face out there. But essentially what I'm saying is that they will do this, but they're doing this to bog you down, to set the agenda, to make sure you are not able to say what you want to say, to make you self-censor. And yes, we all self-censor these days. I used to speak my mind online a lot more easily 5 years ago than I do today, because I know they will come and say this and that and get after me. But one way I'm able to do that is simply by blocking them out of sight, out of mind. But to constantly complain about trolls is to basically have lost the battle. And the issue is not trolling, the issue is setting the agenda, and that's all I'm saying. So I'll not waste more of your time. If anybody has questions or comments, I'd love to hear.
So Shivam, one of the things that I've noticed is if somebody wants to hurt you or anyone, the easiest way is to attack the employer or the brand, right? So you're saying that if I have to hurt you, I will hurt the brand or the company that you're working for, so you get to face the thing. Is that kind of thing that you've seen happening around?
Oh yeah, it happens to me all the time. All the time, things that I say, people tweet to my organization, to my editors, to my former editors, to my former organization. But within the media, we know this is okay, and we have to have a thick skin. If you are working for a corporate, then you just have to figure out how okay your company is with your saying things online that may be considered controversial and may cause controversies, but there are lots of people out there who do it just fine.
Thank you.
Hi, Shivam sir, my question is that in a lot of cases, blocking itself can add to the fire that is trolling. So, when you block somebody for an article that you wrote, they made an issue out of that as well.
Yeah, that file lasts very short, but you make sure that the guy is not going to block you every day, to troll you every day for the next 2 years.
You spoke about dealing with trolls, but what about self-censorship? Do you have any views on people who self-censor and what to do about what is it? How do you deal with the need to self-censor?
Yeah, so as I said, I self-censor. I do not speak my mind online the way I used to because of the fear of trolls. But I think that is self-censorship is not necessarily bad. I think because a lot of us, all of us, we think other people have this problem, but we all have it. We think we can say anything online. Things that I may not say here to you in this room physically face to face, I might say online. So why? What trolling and controversies do, maybe the only good thing they do is they make you realize that what you're saying is being heard. There are lots of people hearing it, and you're having a conversation with the world. And once that realization kicks in, you modulate what you're saying. And to that extent, there may be some amount of self-censorship for fear of trolls. But I think once you block trolls, there's less fear. I think just by having this policy over the last 2 years of blocking, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people I must have blocked. Anybody who says anything remotely nasty, I just block. And that's how I have created a sort of safe space for myself where I'm still able to say something and I haven't been forced to just completely leave the medium.
So there are two types of trolls. The trolls which are perverts, and that's the word troll is. But then there are political trolls, there are paid trolls. And the best example that comes to my mind with surviving trolls is Mr. Digvijay Singh. I think he's the most trolled person, and nonchalantly and bravely he keeps tweeting probably every hour of the day. And I think that should be the policy, because you know that the pervert trolls are very few. These are the paid trolls.
Right. I don't know about Mr. Digvijay Singh, but there are lots of people out there who say I am the most trolled person, and without doubt, women are more trolled than men. To some extent, what is the definition of trolling, abuse can be subjective. So often when somebody disagrees with me, I think it's trolling, and maybe it is not. But what exactly is trolling, we often don't understand it. But paid trolls, again, think if somebody is employing 5 people to just sit and troll, why are they doing it? Why would why would somebody pay you to troll? To set the agenda. To if somebody is paying somebody to troll, then the simple solution to that problem is, sir, don't get trolled. Don't respond to them. Set your agenda. Say your thing. Don't be reactive. Don't say what they want to hear, because when somebody is trolling you, he's already factored in what you will say in response. So he has his agenda set about how he is going to bring you down to his level, to his political issue, to his agenda, to his side, and show you up in the light that he wants to show you. So the moment you're responding, just like you asked me the question, I answered. So therefore you set the agenda. That is what trolling is. And the smartest way to deal with trolls, I think, is to not reply. And I don't understand why people just don't understand this. They keep replying trolls, they keep getting abused, they don't block, and then they keep complaining. So if you don't, then stop complaining, right? If Mr. Digvijay Singh likes to be trolled, then it's fine. But if he's complaining, then you should just block them.
Hi, Do you think trolls make people famous? Do you?
Absolutely. I'm thankful to my trolls.
But by saying that we shouldn't complain or we shouldn't write about trolling or write books about this, aren't we also minimizing the psychological impact on women of rape threats or sexual abuse?
No, I'm saying minimize the psychological impact even before the impact is felt. So if you blocked the person, if you blocked all kinds of people, the number of people bringing that kind of threat of sexual abuse or rape that's going to reduce. You also have to understand that sexual harassment threat, rape threat on the internet, is not the same as a real life thing. And this person is doing that precisely to have that psychological impact on you. So while I would say use all the resources, complain to Facebook and Twitter, and if it's persistent, go to the police. But I'm saying we should not be, I'm saying that is such a reality these days that it comes so on such a daily basis that we cannot let that bog us down, self-censor. I think we have to set the agenda in a way that they are unable to give those threats anymore. Exposing them, for instance. I think legal action is very important because a rape threat, for instance, is a violation of law. It's a violation of IPC and CRPC. And in the case of Latif Dosala, when somebody so much as filed the FIR, that the anonymous troll who used to go around saying anything about everybody just deleted his account and vanished like a bhigi billi. So I think legal action in this case, in matters where the law is clearly being violated, is very useful, but also reaching out to Twitter and Facebook. I think we should do all of that. But when we are constantly complaining only about that, we have let them win, and we have to find ways of not letting them win.
Good afternoon, Shivam. I have a question. Don't you think that fear of trolls is shrinking the space for disagreement between the people who are interacting on the social platform? I'll just cite an example. I'll take a moment of your time. 2 days back, I'm a big fan of Ravish Kumar. I follow him on Facebook page. 2 days back, he wrote a very, very beautiful article that he's being invited on a number of platforms to speak, and he just narrated in his plain, very catchy language that he can't attend all those functions because of his commitments. One of the person, he simply just posted on just commented, भाई रविश कुमार आप बहुत अच्छा लिखते हैं, जितनी शिद्दत से आप एस्टेब्लिशमेंट की बुराई करते हैं उसी शिद्दत से आप दूसरी पार्टियों की भी बुराई किया कीजिए. And in my personal opinion, despite being a fan of Ravish Kumar, there was nothing wrong in that comment. And instantly came a comment by Ravish Kumar, भाई तुम्हें ये लिखने के लिए बीजेपी कार्यालय से कितना पैसा मिला है? Now I hate this kind of cynicism. Don't you think that this fear of troll is actually shrinking the space for disagreement? Whosoever disagrees with your views in the most modest and gentle voice, you suppress that voice also.
No, you see, this is why I said I miss the innocent old days of blogging in the early 2000s, because now all of this seems to be so copybook that it seems that these trolls are not human beings, they are robots. And in the case of Twitter, I tell you, actually I know for a fact that a lot of bots are being used to influence opinion on all issues. They're just softwares. They're not even paid to this, they're just softwares, right? And I don't know if this comment is from a software, but it sounds like that. It's like, I've been hearing this for 20 years. The Prasanna here is right-wing media baron. He will testify how much criticism I have done of the Congress, of, the Kapil Sibal 66A, historically, not from today. And yet, when after 11 years of journalism where I've been critical of all parties and so critical of the Congress, if I get a comment saying, if only you criticize Congress the way you criticize BJP, how do I feel? So I would feel the way Ravish Kumar felt there, that basically this guy has been paid. What he is doing there, the comment itself is not honest. The comment itself, the question to ask Ravish Kumar, if anybody watches Ravish Kumar's shows, he's often asking very tough questions and critical questions of the Congress and other parties. Now, you can say that ideologically Ravish Kumar is not Hindutva and is liberal, yes. But is his journalism that biased? Maybe. But is that comment, what he wrote, biased? So, I mean, basically to ask why you are so critical of this party or not that party, when one is critical of every party depending on the issue on a daily basis, is like asking, did you beat your wife today? Right? Now, whether I say yes or no, either way, the answer does not matter. See, whatever Ravish Kumar says there, the answer does not matter. The agenda has already been set. The guy is already, asking a stupid question is a very powerful form of influencing opinion. He's already managed to create the impression that Ravish Kumar asks tough questions of only one party. Now, his answer does not, even if he does not answer, it doesn't matter. Which is why I'm saying, firstly, don't answer. My disagreement with Ravish Kumar there is that he answered at all.